Dundee versus Rangers has been rearranged for the 10th of April, and we can argue this benefits Dundee, we can argue this benefits Rangers, and we can argue this benefits Celtic. But there is no arguing that the shit pitch at Dens Park is benefiting absolutely nobody in Scottish football. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And just looking at the image of that pitch, it looks fucking disgusting, man. I don't even want this match to be rescheduled, rearranged. I think they should just cancel it, man. Look at that pitch. It's absolutely atrocious. But the game is going to be replayed, or rearranged, should I say. It was never replayed, it was never played, so therefore it can't be replayed technically, but it's going to be rescheduled on the 10th of April, and much to the pleasure, I guess, of Rangers fans, this will happen after the Old Firm game. Now, there was a lot of talk, potentially, of the match being scheduled in between Hibs and Celtic, so within 8 days Rangers would take on Hibs, Dundee, Celtic. That would be a very tricky trio of games. However, now the game is going to take place after the Celtic match. Now, it will still take place in midweek within 2 games, but I think Rangers would rather obviously have a week's rest between Hibs and Celtic rather than have 3 or 4 days rest between Dundee and Celtic. So, yeah, I mean, they're still going to have to play a midweek game, but obviously they've got Ross County after Dundee, and I think they would rather have that instead of Celtic after Dundee. But either way, it's Rangers playing an extra game after the international break. Celtic on top right now, top of the table. Also, have to look at how this affects Dundee, because right now they're in a battle with Hibernian for top 6, and Dundee will probably know by the time this game comes around what result they need against Rangers. Now, this will take place just before match day 33, but here we go. Let's read what BBC have to say about it. The Scottish Premiership match between Dundee and Rangers has been rescheduled for Wednesday, 10th April, and will kick off at 8 o'clock. The game at Dens Park was originally meant to be played on Sunday, 17th of March, but was postponed after referee Don Robertson deemed the pitch unplayable. Despite clashing with 2 Champions League quarter-finals, Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund versus Atletico Madrid, the game will be broadcast live on Sky Sports. So the game is going to be on Sky Sports. Now let's have a quick look here at the fixture list to see where this game is going to take place. So we can see up next Rangers have the 31 or 33 match day fixture against Hibernian, then it's 32 or 33 against Celtic, and then they've slotted in the Dundee game, match day 30, just before match day 33. Now, I was looking at the rules, and I'm not sure if this match could take place after the Ross County game because of the split, because it would be unfair, I think, once the top 6 split's already been made, if Dundee would have that advantage, because it could be possible that Dundee would go to Rangers knowing that if they draw, they're through, or if they avoid a defeat by a certain amount of goals, they're through into the top 6. So I think that this game had to take place before match day 33. It wouldn't have made any sense for this one to take place after match day 33, just because of the split and the fact that, you know, this Dundee Rangers game could decide who gets into the top 6 and who doesn't. So it's been slotted in here between Rangers Celtic and Rangers Ross County. Now, it's still going to be quite a lot of travelling for Rangers, because they do take on Celtic on the 7th of April, then they need to travel to Dundee, and then they need to travel to Dingwall. So, I mean, yeah, Rangers fans have got their wish. They're happy that the game's not being played in between the Hibernian and the Celtic game, but still, it's a lot of travelling. You know, it's 2 away games, not exactly the closest proximity in distance. So, I mean, could we see drop points here? Rangers travelling to Dundee and Ross County. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a draw in there somewhere. I would not be surprised if Rangers only get 4 points from those 2 fixtures. But we'll have to wait and see. As for Dundee, like I said, right now they're like, I think, 2 points behind Hibernian. Hibernian taking on Rangers, Dundee taking on Rangers, so they're both taking on Rangers there. I think Dundee Hibs have a pretty similar run-in towards the end of the season. So, I mean, yeah, the game has to be played at some point. I think the best thing to happen would have just been to play the game before the international split, so we could international break, sorry, so we can come back and every team has only got, 8 games remaining. I think that would have been the best thing to do, but now we're coming back and everyone's got 8 minus Rangers and Dundee, who have got 9, and it's just an extra game in there that we don't really need. But yeah, that is how the fixtures are looking ahead of the run-in to the finale of the Scottish Premiership. Rangers taking on Dundee on the 10th of April, 8. And it's a late kick-off. It's a difficult time as well. I mean, it's not a good time for Rangers to be travelling up to Dundee, or Dundee to be travelling down to Rangers, or any sort of, any team, like when you've got that sort of distance there. So we know the last time Rangers went to Dundee, I think it was a 7:30 kick-off. It ended up getting delayed. I think Rangers fans were stuck in traffic, and the game didn't kick off till about 9 o'clock or something. Rangers won 5-0, I believe, on that night. I'm sure Rangers would love another 5-0 win the next time they play Dundee. But yeah, I'm not sure these late kickoffs are ideal. Could they make it earlier? I mean, I don't see why not. Honestly, I don't see why this has to be... Yeah, I get it. It's on Sky. It's a midweek game. People are working. Sky want to try and maximise the viewers this is going to get, so they ain't going to have it on during working hours. But for me, I mean, 8 o'clock just seems a little bit unnecessary. I mean, could they not have made it a 6 o'clock kickoff, 6:30 even? What's wrong with 6:30? It just seems a bit strange to me that they're making it 8. I mean, you're talking 10 o'clock probably by the time the game's done. Time you're ready maybe to travel back and leave the stadium, 11. So you're looking at maybe Rangers getting back to Glasgow probably well into the early hours of the morning. It's going to be past midnight for sure. So not ideal. And then, like I said, 4 days later, they're travelling up to Dingwall. So a lot of travelling for Rangers. We'll see what happens though. That's when the game's going to get replayed, guys, or rescheduled even. That's twice I've said replayed. Holy fuck, I need to stop saying that word. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Fog Football. Almost got the channel name wrong. What is happening to me? Maybe I need to be rescheduled or reprogrammed or something. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.